Guys, welcome back to another video. It's me, Cam from Cam's Cop. Welcome back to another daily Chelsea transfer news video where today I'll be going to depth with Lukaku, Caicedo, Dusan Vlahovic and all things Chelsea. So if you're new, I'm Cam from Cam's Cop and I do daily Chelsea transfer news videos. Like, subscribe, all that jazz, but without further ado, let's get on the first story. Now, starting off with the main story today, and that is regarding Romelu Lukaku. I'm going to go to Fabrizio Romano, who has said Romelu Lukaku is now due to return at training with Chelsea on July the 17th. No decision made yet on the player side how to handle pre-season situation. It will be discussed in a few days. Inter will return with a new bid very soon. Now, Inter have been bidding a bit low, 30 million euros, most recent one. Bit of a piss take. Chelsea are of course looking for 40 million pounds, so there's quite a big difference. The only teams in the world offering the 40 million pound asking price is of course Saudi Arabia, but Romelu Lukaku has, said many times he doesn't want to leave Europe just yet, although he probably should. Yeah, that is just under a week. I'd like him to go before then, but if he does stay with the team, that wouldn't be a great thing. But going to Damasio, who has said Inter Milan are preparing a new bid for Lukaku, 30 to 35 million euros. Yep, they might be upping it, still not the price tag that Chelsea want. However, I'll see what goes on the next week, because the sale of Andre Onana to Man United has obviously brought in 40 million pounds to them. Are they going to spend it back onto Lukaku? Hopefully, for Chelsea's sake. I'm not too sure they would though. I know we bought him for 100 million like 3 seasons ago, but the main thing is we're not paying his astronomical wages, and we weren't paying them last year. So still, on the surface, not great. If you delve deeper, not as bad. It's just better to get him off our books and of course recoup more money. That is Lukaku. Onto one striker. I'm going to go to another one who, if you want to go into more detail, I talked in depth about him yesterday, but that is Dusan Vlahovic. Alfredo Padula has said Chelsea have inquired about Vlahovic. Juventus want 60 to 70 million pounds. So that is the price tag on Vlahovic. 23-year-old, scored many goals at Fiorentina, got his big money move to Juventus. Started off really well, but as of last season was injured and wasn't doing, as well as Chelsea believe he could do at their club. Of course, with the signing of Nicholas Jackson and Armando Broja, yesterday I was speaking about how Pochettino will, through pre-season, either find out that he wants to keep these two new strikers or look elsewhere in the market. In other words, if they're a bit shit, we're trying to look for a replacement. If they're adequate, it should be fine, year for us. So, buying that marquee striker right now, when Poch is still fresh, I'm not too sure. I'd like to see what he does with young players. Armando Broja has the ceiling. He hasn't quite met it yet. But with Nicholas Jackson, he's an unknown entity. He could, push on and be one of the best strikers in the league. We don't know. But yeah, that is Vlahovic. On to the next story. Now, a player that has been going quiet recently, but now starting to bring up momentum, is Caicedo. And where else to go but Fabrizio Romano, who has said Chelsea will push again this week for Caicedo, and the player is still hoping to join. For Chelsea, this is an important week in terms of contracts. It's not easy for me as a journalist to tell you about the deal because, as I explained, both clubs are in direct contact. It's not daily bidding, so it's hard to see new reports as the exchange of dialogue at the moment. And that's probably the main reason why we haven't been hearing a lot. It's not bids after bids after bids. However, apparently we've bidded 1 or 2, but, that number could be anything from a packet of quavers to 80 million pounds. But he goes on by saying Brighton feel that they could get something like 90 to 100 million for Caicedo. It's not easy because of the Declan Rice deal. Yep, thank you Arsenal for that, paying 105 million for Declan Rice. Now what I will say is Declan Rice overpriced. Well, he's not as good as Enzo, and we paid the same money, but at the same time, Brighton and Caicedo's not as good as Rice, but he could be. But yeah, it's all about ceilings. Because of this deal, Brighton feel like they could get 100 million pounds because he just signed a new deal. However, Chelsea are definitely, hopefully, not going to bid 100 million pounds. I see this going to 85, maybe even 90, but anything less would be great for Todd Boehly. But finally, onto the last story. And that is another departure, but this time a loan departure. And I'm going to go back to Fabrizio Romano, who has said, official, confirmed, David Fofana joins Union Berlin on a loan deal. There's no buy option agreement signed with Chelsea. What a great deal. What a great signing that is for Union Berlin, who of course until, midway through the season were surprisingly top of the Bundesliga. They're getting Champions League football. They're getting a new, exciting young striker who, came in for Chelsea a couple of times, started a couple of games, looked exciting, of course very raw, and the Bundesliga is very good for fast players like, the Timo Werners of the world, so I'm excited to see what he could do in the Bundesliga. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow for more Chelsea transfer news videos. See you then.